Hey guys, the world is going crazy. Let's take a closer look. While the armed forces of Ukraine are returning the territories of Ukraine back, Russian propagandists are going crazy. For example, in this video, a Russian deputy is horrified. He is worried that his 10-year-old children will also fight in Ukraine. Reports were spread that the APU in the liberated territories would carry out executions of those civilians who were suspected of collaborating with Russia. Rus deputies from 18 districts signed a petition demanding Putin's resignation. And while they were in a panic, the armed forces of Ukraine liberated 8,500 square kilometers, 388 settlements, 150,000 people. The Kremlin called the actions of the Ukrainian military near Kharkiv outrageous. The torture chamber in Balaklia, a place where the Rashists brought locals to the basement. Holding cells, plastic collars, which probably served as handcuffs, and traces of blood were found there. In Crimea, a wedding was celebrated under a song beloved by Ukrainians. Here is the answer to this from the Crimean Gauleiter. The Russians forced the venue's DJ to publicly apologize and close the cafe, allegedly at the time of the investigation. Pushilin was found and reports that the situation in the Donetsk region is difficult due to the large number of Polish mercenaries. For the first time, the Ukrainian armed forces destroyed an Iranian UAV near Kupiansk. We are talking about a long-range kamikaze UAV Shahed 136. Earlier it was reported that the Russian Federation signed a contract with Iran for the purchase of 1,000 such drones. The counter-offensive of the armed forces of Ukraine forced Russian officials to turn to Kyiv to resume negotiations, but the Ukrainian side refused, said Olha Stefanishina, Minister for European and Euro-Atlantic Integration. After the shelling of the Kryvyi Rog pumping station, the river overflowed its banks, running water disappeared. Kherson. The missile attack was on the building of the appeals court, where the Rashists had a commandant's office. But it is possible that the rockets also reached the building of the Oda White House. At the time of the attack on the appeals court, there was a meeting of the heads of administrations and districts. It is also reported that the head of the labor department was injured and her driver was killed. A powerful explosion was heard in the center of Lugansk. Prosecutor General of the LPR died in an explosion in the building of the Prosecutor General's office in Luhansk, RF Media. Putin said that Ukraine wants to solve everything by military way, trying to taxi out in front of world leaders condemning him. He promised to do everything so that the conflict in Ukraine ends as quickly as possible. In Armenia, thousands of residents gathered near the parliament building and blocked the central avenue. They demand Pashinyan's resignation. Armenian Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan convened a meeting of the Security Council. It was decided to apply to the Russian Federation, the CSTO and the UN Security Council. A shootout began on the border of Kyrgyzstan and Tajikistan, the media write with reference to the border service of Kyrgyzstan. It is reported that the border guards opened fire among themselves. According to the border service of Kyrgyzstan, the Tajik side fired at the areas of Kulunda, Maksat and Zanijur of the Laylik district of the Bakan region. The border service of Tajikistan says that the Kyrgyz border guards attacked a number of Tajik settlements. The Kyrgyz city of Batken came under fire from MLRS and mortars. In the Chinese city of Changsha today, the building of China Telecom completely burned down in 20 minutes. Hundreds of people are reported to have been burned alive. Latvia, Lithuania, Estonia, Poland, Czech Republic, Slovakia, Denmark, Belgium and the Netherlands no longer accept documents for tourist visas from Russians. Georgia's ruling party wants to ask citizens in a referendum about starting a war with Russia. The initiative was taken by the chairman of the ruling party Kobakidze. Let the people say if they want to open a second front in Georgia against Russia. The authorities will act as the people say. During a football match in one of the lower leagues of the Croatian Championship with the participation of the Plitvice and Sokolac clubs, a spectator shot towards the field from a Zola anti-tank grenade launcher. None of the players or fans were hurt. Kazakhstan transferred trade with Russia under U.S. sanctions control. This was reported in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Kazakhstan and added that now no agreements will be signed without the consent of U.S. officials. This decision was made in order not to fall under secondary sanctions. Yevgeny Prigozhin, who is also the owner of the Wagner PMC, travels around the Russian colonies, recruiting convicts for the war.
Африка не станет скорбеть по королеве из-за ее неспособности признать зверства, которые обрушились на коренные общины по всей Африке из-за колониализма. Африканцы заявляют, что не станут оплакивать смерть Елизаветы, потому что для них это напоминание об угнетении и о рабстве. Для понимания, что из себя представляла Елизавета. На кадрах королева в молодости. Вот так она кормила детей из числа порабощенных народов Африки. Посмотрите на эту доброту, словно бы животные в зоопарке. Ну и данное видео олицетворяет собой отношение Запада и англосаксов, в частности, ко всем в этом мире, кроме, разумеется, самих.
Британская монархия убила, замучила, продала в рабство сотни миллионов людей по всей планете. И попытки некоторых граждан делать из вот этой бабки какого-то божьего одуванчика, это просто, знаете, ну, такое вот очковтирательство, попытка держать нас всех, извините, за лохов. Так не будет, так не будет. Смотрите, значит, сдохла тварь, туда и дорога. Кто пришел навстречу? Карл III?
Карл III, да.
А не он ли в 2014 году оскорблял нашего президента? Сравнением с кем? Гитлером, да? Это те, которые зиговали?
Хорошая. Не дадим, Семенович, Европе замерзнуть. Поможем нашим братьям. Может, и они когда-то нам помогут. Ну, слушай, Европе не выбирать сейчас. Елка, березка. Ну, главное, чтобы тепло было. Да. И главное, чтобы в Польше Дуда и Моровецкий не замерзли. Замерзли? Да, ну что. Ну, это ж наши соседи. Да. Может, одумаются.
Terrible footage from Izium. It is reported that about 60 civilians were killed in an airstrike in this building alone. Only half surviving photo albums remain, reminding of those who lived here. A mass grave of Ukrainian soldiers and approximately 500 burials of civilians were discovered in the local forest. Subscribe to the channel. There will be a lot of news. See you soon.